Give you a heads up.
So I'll see if you're on yet.
How are things going with you? Good?
Yeah, sort of.
Live chat, okay. Join the panel.
Just got a lot going on, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, AZ, good morning.
Good morning, AZ. Yeah, I hear you. You know, the thing of it is that the older I get, and I don't want to, keep harping on the fact that I'm getting older. It's just that it becomes more of a chore to do what I need to do. And more things that I should do don't get done.
Hey, JD. Is that Mr. Stickley?
What's up?
How you
Hey,
doing?
Justin, how you doing?
Good.
What's the RP at the end for?
Rest in
what?
peace.
No, that's role play.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I thought it was rest in peace after I beat your head in.
Oh, you wish you could. You gotta catch me first, little man.
I can do 12 miles an hour for about 6 miles. I don't think you can run that far.
I just gotta unplug your chair.
Oh, if you do that, I'm fucked tonight. Excuse the language. Sorry. Fancy doing that to somebody in a wheelchair, unplugging them.
I know, isn't that's pretty bad.
Haven't you got no models?
That's borderline evil.
After how many times did he threaten to run over my toes with his wheelchair?
Well, that would be just what you would call over there a loving Nick, right?
Yeah.
Because they were thinking about you.
Hey, Laura.
Oh no, that impression I did of you on my show, what was it, this past weekend? That was hilarious.
Which you've done so many.
Well, the one where I pretended to wheel away in the chair when you were all.
Oh yeah, but oh my god.
Rob about fell on the floor laughing.
Oh.
So where are you off to today working?
I'm out here at frickin' Fort Meade again.
Now, are you back out to meter checking or are you painting?
No, I'm doing inspections again.
Inspections, okay.
But I'm just kind of killing some of the day because, like I said, they don't like me rushing on it. So, but I don't have a lot of paperwork for Fort Meade, so trying to stretch it out over a few days.
Now, even if they don't have much for you to do, are they still paying you a straight 8 hours, or or you have to turn in how many hours you work?
No, I get guaranteed 40 a week.
Okay.
So.
Oh, Laura's giving you crap in the chat, Justin.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
She says, does Justin actually work?
Like I said, everybody bags on me about that, but they're the ones that tell me to do that.
That's right.
I don't get in trouble for doing that.
JD is here. He says hello, everybody.
Oh,
Yeah,
JD,
so did JD.
did you get my email? Sarah took a picture of the coffee that she got this morning and sent it, so I sent it to you in your email. She was really appreciative of that too, by the way.
Oh man, was he's the only one that sent her a free coffee?
Yeah, he sent her a $10 Starbucks gift card yesterday,
Oh,
so she could
Oh,
stop
cool.
and get a coffee.
that was nice for her birthday. Yeah.
Oh, why didn't I know about that? How did he do that then?
Well, Justin held up her PayPal, but
Oh shit, I would have sent her that. Oh, have you got it, Justin?
What, her PayPal?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Message me on Messenger.
Let me see here. Yeah, I'll message it to you. Hold on.
Thank you.
Yeah, Justin held up a sign the other day, said, with her PayPal account on it.
I couldn't have been you.
Yeah, I don't think you were here when I did that.
But I think, now, how did JD send a coffee card? Did he mail it or?
No, you can buy them online, and then you just email it to the person, and then it has a barcode. They just scan the barcode at the
Oh, okay.
window. When you go through the drive-thru or go inside, they just scan it. Then it takes the amount off of whatever the total of the gift card is.
Justin, that just shows how old I am. I don't get this gift card stuff and this train, JD says he hopes she had a good day.
Yeah, she did.
Now you're taking her out this weekend, right?
Tomorrow. Well, we're gonna do something tomorrow. I'm gonna get some stuff for her from the kids and stuff. So I let her pick out what she wanted because she argued with me for like 30 minutes about she didn't want anything for her birthday from me and the kids, that she just wanted to spend time with us yesterday, and then but the kids really wanted to get her something, so I told her pick something that the kids can get you and I will go get it for you, and then they can give it to you. So
Laura said, Justin, if she had the money, she would have got Save the Coffee just to throw over you.
oh, I'm sure she would have.
Have you messaged me that yet, Justin?
I'm trying to find it. I'd messaged Sarah, but I'm also trying to get it off of.
So sorry to be a pain.
Give me a second here.
Yeah, I don't know how to do all this coffee stuff. I'll just send her something through PayPal.
Here we go. Let's see, where are you at? Right. There you go. I just sent it to you.
Thank you, but I got it.
So I got that video edited and posted last night of the night shot.
Yeah, that had to have been somebody else's drone, because that you said you never went that low. That thing definitely went in the damn water.
Oh, because it was only like a foot or two off the water when it was blinking.
Yeah, that's why we thought it was yours. But at the same time, like I told everybody, I was like, it ain't uncommon for Paul to run across other drones down there.
Yes.
I mean, you've done that plenty of times where you've seen up to 2 or 3 drones in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And what I was thinking is just like you said, somebody else's drone. Here it is less than a week after Christmas. And, maybe somebody got a drone and says, I'm going to go down there and fly it because it can fly at nighttime and blah, 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 blah.
Watch it been Murray's controller that made his drone cut out.
Yeah.
As Murray was landing, he landed the other dude's drone in the water.
Yep, that could be. That could be. If it was an Autel, you never know.
It looked bigger though, but it's hard
Yes,
to tell though because of the camera. But
Well,
it looked bigger.
The strobes looked like, just from my perspective, like it was one of those bigger strobes that mounts on the top. Because mine are the two little small button strobes that I put underneath.
Yeah, it was definitely on the top of the drone.
Yeah,
It was a bright green one.
yeah.
I'll say to them, I said, happy birthday, Justin.
Well, she's probably listening. She'll probably pop in the chat here in a minute.
Rob, you didn't see it, but they were watching the live stream camera while I was down there flying, and somebody's drone. They thought it was mine, but it wasn't. Somebody's drone, we swear, went in the drink, right, Justin?
Yeah, it
Oh,
looked
wow.
like it went down in the water for sure. Because it was up above the ship, and then it started like wigging out, like where it was going back and forth real fast. And then all of a sudden it dropped like 15, 20 feet and was just a few feet above the water. And then all of a sudden it just disappeared into the water.
And it was alongside the ship, so like it went down. The ship's going like this, and it went.
Yeah.
And it looked like it went into the water. I mean, it was a little hard to tell, but it definitely looked like it went in the water. And I told her, and I was like, well, we'll know in a minute when Murray comes back in the house all pissed off, cussing. Because you were so hesitant about flying it last night. And I was just like, oh, God.
Well, that's because I hadn't put either one of the new Autels in the air since I got them. And it was chilly, it was dark, but there was 0 to hardly any wind until I got down there. And then just as I took the drone out of the back of the truck and set it down, all of a sudden the wind started coming out of the south. And it's like, oh, crap. Because Rob, you well know, you've seen the Autel Nanos. They don't have any wind resistance as far as going into the wind. And so that ship was going downbound into the wind underneath the bridges, and it's doing like 8 or 10 knots. And I'm trying to get around it, and I couldn't.
Oh, which one was that? The one yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, the one with the big puffing smoke.
Yep.
Yeah, I seen that one. Yeah, that was a nice one. I was cool with all the smoke.
Yep.
You flying through it.
Yep.
I seen you were struggling to get up around it.
Oh yeah, because I'm just kind of like staying pace with it, and then so I came back around the back. But if you go to my channel, I think you should be able to see what they were talking about because they had it up on the screen. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Good morning.
Morning.
How did you get a good night's sleep?
I did. Yeah.
Good. It's good for you.
Yeah, I needed it. That's for sure. How is everybody today?
Well, we're doing good. Justin's out in the field.
Rob's sitting like normal.
What?
That's what Rob's sitting like normal.
Yeah, he's always sometimes asking me the fat ginger guy. No wonder he's so fat. God, he's never up and about. It's a good job you can make fun of yourself, innit?
You have to. Gotta have a good sense of humor.
Yes. Autel are bringing out a new drone today, isn't he?
Who?
Autel.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome, Sarah. Yeah, I'll get my battery charged. I'm having a Tesla one fitted, so I can do the fast charges, and I'll be on my way. Sarah's telling me to get my batteries charged, Justin. Get them charged, and you're out.
Oh, you should. Oh my God, dude, this S22. Mother, oh my God, this thing charges so damn quick.
Good evening, Matt. Northeast Drone Productions is in the
Hey,
chat.
Matt.
He said Laura said Rob is just lazy twat, LOL. Matt said just lazy, I think.
Oh, Jesus. You guys are rough.
Yeah, they're pretty rough on Rob.
It's all right. least while they're picking
Oh.
up meat, they're leaving somebody else alone.
Don't let Rob play all innocent.
No, they're just keyboard warriors picking on a cripple. That's all. If it makes them feel bigger and better, let them carry on.
So
Yeah.
Ron, when is it you're going cougar hunting?
Monday.
And he's not talking about the two-legged cougars, the four-legged cougars.
If I see one of them out there, I'll see what I can do about snagging it, you know. Yeah, that'll be fun. I don't know if I'm going alone or not. I called my one buddy up. I'm waiting to hear back. I don't know if he's working. Or...
Is it prevalent for people hunting cougars and?
It's a big thing here. Yeah, we have a season for them. If you don't keep the herd down, we wouldn't have any deer here. They eat. I think they said like 1 to 2 deer a week.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey guys,
Hey, David.
Hey, tell Laura to shut it, David.
now I want to come in to put one thing correct. We're not keyboard warriors only picking on a cripple because Rob is not a cripple. We know the moment that camera goes off, he's up playing football and freaking running around.
Do you know, I wish I was.
Yeah, I can understand it, but they're in the wild, Ron, you've seen them. They are a beautiful animal. Cougars.
Yeah, they are.
All of them are until they rip your face off.
Don't know what cougars you guys are on about, but that's not my idea of a cougar.
Four-legged cougars. Ron's going hunting for Tuesday. He's going hunting cougars.
Plenty of them in the UK.
I had a couple of new printers arrive as well. Yes, they just did.
Oh, what'd you get?
Oh my God.
Printers.
I tried to get the VoxLab S2, which I've already got. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I bought 2 because I'm desperate, because they print in TPU really well. So I had printers arrive yesterday and they said, oh, congratulations, because you're such a great purchaser, we've upgraded you to our VoxLab Aquila Pro. Yeah, so when I had a look, it was like £100, which is $130, more than the ones I wanted. But they didn't have nothing on them. It didn't come with direct drive, so I couldn't print TPU. It didn't have a magnetic, it come with a magnetic bag when I wanted a glass one. You couldn't use CUDA on it.
Oh, crap. So it's not really an
I was
upgrade.
shit and I had to send back.
So what you mean to say is
They screwed you.
Right, and you weren't happy with it, you ungrateful git.
Oh, just,
Well, what they
see-
did is they substituted because they probably don't have any of the other ones.
Well, what the thing
Yeah.
is, though, is what he's pretty much saying is the previous model, it's like the newer upgraded, what they call upgraded models, actually missing a lot of stuff that the older one had.
no,
Right.
it hasn't got. They got
Oh.
like a very basic one for like $150, which has got a Bowden tube and that sort of thing. Then they got one then about $200, which has got a glass bed, direct drive, and all the bits which I wanted. And then they got a Pro version, which is like $300. And that has got all the stuff the first one got. A Bowden tube and just all the stuff I didn't want.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't really an upgrade. They kind of,
No, it was a bigger bed. It had Wi-Fi and other bits and pieces, but what's the point if you can use CUDA?
You can't please some people.
No,
Rob,
you haven't
J-
used-
Rob JD's having a go at you in the chat again.
Rob is a gymnast superstar. Of course I am.
Specializes in somersaults.
Sorry, Rob, but you've been busted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how fast that these Samsungs charge up because I haven't had one in years.
Samsung, I
Yeah.
love my Samsungs.
It was on 5% in the mat or 10%, and I would say in about 8 to 10 minutes, it was up to like almost 30%.
Yeah, that's just depends on the ampage, doesn't it? Of your
Well, the S22 Ultra does. This one does 25-watt charging. The S22 Ultra does 45.
yeah, I don't think I go with that that posh. I'm just happy with my phone. I've had it a couple of years. It does every single thing I want. And then I've got an iPhone for my GPS thing, and it's got a better camera and other bits and pieces, but I don't really
Oh.
use my phone.
Oh my God, Paul! If you get a chance, hold on. Let me find the video.
Well, Justin's finding that. Let me show you how intelligent the health services are in the UK. Panic attacks, advice.
Stick to England. Wales are good.
No, because this is from Wales. Yeah, panic attacks.
Must be
Yeah.
an English personal written.
And the advice is, you ready for this? For people that suffer with panic attack disorders,
Go on.
don't panic.
Well, they're right.
But you're having a panic attack.
They're Welsh. They're just straight to the point.
They don't beat around the bush, right?
No, just, come on, get up your fled. It's a panic attack. Stop panicking. Not like you lot. Go to the doctors, cry, one medication.
You know what? I wish I could go to the doctors.
Oh, diddums.
Yeah, diddums.
I'm joking. Are you having trouble getting appointments, are you?
Oh, trouble. This is the latest. The people that are supposed to help us prevent us from being homeless on the streets called today. She's had a 2-week gap. She asked for an update, so I gave her the update. She said, it's looking hopeless. Ring me if anything changes, because we can't deal with people that live on the streets. Fuckers.
Hey, calm yourself.
No, I understand what he's saying.
They're
He says
paid. They are
I didn't hear any
paid
of that.
to
I
do
just
that.
heard the last part.
what he said was he heard from the people that are supposed to be helping him, and they said, well, it looks hopeless, but once you get put out onto the street, we don't deal with you.
Oh no, I just heard the last part, the very last part. Oh
Like a
no, I
JD.
put that link in the chat, Paul.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so hilarious. It's a interview that Grady did yesterday.
Oh, no, I apologize to everybody for that.
You got to start at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Justin, where's that one you done on me?
I don't know. I have to find it. Because I didn't post that to social media. I just did it and showed it that one night.
Oh, you didn't put it online, did you?
No, I don't think I did. I'll have to look.
Yeah, you did. I got it.
Hey, Phantom Hodges is here.
Hey, Mr. Hodges.
Have you ever had to deal with these sort of forms, Rob?
Sorry?
Have you ever had to deal with DLA PIP forms?
No.
Oh, that's good.
No.
Well, the first question is, why do you need help? And when you put, I've been stabbed and stuff, the next question is, how does this make you feel? Well, I answered it correctly. Let me come round to your house, stick a knife in you and see how you feel. I ask silly questions.
I had a nurse come out, I did, because obviously I can't fill the form out. So no, some nurse come out. She sat here for like half hour spoke to me and then went away, and I think they said 20 years. And they'll look at me again or something. I won't be alive in 20 years.
Just in case they catch you walking around in your stilettos.
Yeah. Paul Murray, have a look at that link in the chat I put.
Let me see.
Have a listen to it. That's what Justin done. I thought it was hysterical. Hodges is rebooting.
Was that the one I actually did?
Yeah.
I don't remember putting that online, did I?
Yeah, it's on your other channel.
Oh, on my old channel, yeah.
Okay.
That was my interpretation of me and Rob arguing.
Yeah, Rob. Do you suffer seizures? Yes. Go to question 3. Go to question 3. Do you fall over? No, I stand up having one. For God's sake.
Okay, I'm gonna share what you guys put in here with.
Gotta have the volume on as well, though, to hear it.
Volume up. Okay.
Oh, God.
Oh, you're not sharing the
There's no
volume.
sound.
Well, I got the sound up all the way on.
No,
it.
and when you share it, there's a little option at the bottom on the share page. It says share with sound. You have to come off this and reshare it.
Did he?
Not, yeah, come off your
He
share
knows
page.
he knows what you're talking about.
Yeah,
He probably-
but I
Yeah, share screen, then share, and in that share screen box, it says share with sound.
optimize.
Why they put that feature in, I don't know.
Yeah, it should just automatically do it.
It does automatically do it. In mine, it doesn't say share with sound.
Should be a little box right at the bottom.
Well, share sound, yep, and optimize the video clip. I got them both checked. And when I go there, up here.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right, catch you later then, Paul.
Hey guys, how's it going?
No, he's just coming in. He was on a phone call.
Yeah, no, but he said I'll catch you later. Catch you later, Paul.
Hey guys, it's cold in here.
Oh.
My furnace is fucked.
Oh, you were on the phone with the furnace people again?
No, they just left here.
Oh,
I was just talking to Diane. But anyways, yeah, no, the electronic board on my furnace is gone.
and how long does it take them to get a replacement board?
Could be tomorrow, could be Monday.
Holy crap.
But
Don't you have a fireplace?
well, no, I've got a little heater upstairs, but I got one of those, imitation fireplace things, the electric. So, but they said they got 2 heaters down at the shop down there. They're going to set up for me. I'm going to go out in a little bit because I got signs and aerials to do anyway. So I said I'll pick them up. So,
Is that
But
part expensive?
huh?
Is the part expensive?
There's no, it's free of charge. It's under warranty.
He
Oh,
just
okay.
he just had the furnace replaced.
I just
Okay.
furnace and the board's gone already.
Well, at least you ain't got to pay for it. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but still fucking cold here.
Hey,
Language?
Ron, that link that I put in the chat
English.
was that Grady interview he just did about the 2 robbers. All right, these 2 people break into a house and then call the sheriff's department as they're breaking into the house to ask them to help move the stuff out of the house and to give them a ride to the airport so they can go back to New York.
You're kidding me.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. He starts talking about it at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Oh my God, you're gonna laugh.
Okay.
Oh, it's so funny. Can you go full
Oh, that's
screen, Paul?
that guy of yours.
Yeah, I have to leave a new copy back by, probably one.
Ashlis, she confesses to her burglary that they're in the house. And here's what she said. I swear she said this. It's hard for me to even get this out.
Good.
She dialed 911 to have a deputy come there
Yeah.
to help them move their belongings and take them to the airport so that they can.
I watched that yesterday.
That they don't like it in Florida anymore. Did you hear? Did you hear that? Did you hear that she dialed 911 from inside the house that they'd broken into so we could help them pack up and give them a ride to the airport so they could return to New York? You have to be from New York to do something like that. Or you could have been from Baltimore because he used to be there. Or he has an outstanding warrant in Cleveland, Ohio. You could be from Cleveland. But for some reason, I don't think even as
But right, I told him I wouldn't be back.
Baltimore and New York is to not enforce the law, that
Okay.
you would think it's okay to commit a burglary and dial 911 to catch a ride out of the place. That's right. They didn't think there was anything wrong with it. Well, there is something wrong with it. You know, in New York, they're not going to hold you responsible for a minor burglary like that with nothing stolen out of the house. You know, they're going to let you go or have no jail bail, or I don't know what their deal is up there, but newsflash, they weren't in New York, they weren't in Baltimore, they weren't in Cleveland, they were in Polk County, Florida. And in Polk County, Florida, we lock you up. New phone, new cell phone, girlfriend, we took all of that stuff, and we gave them a ride. It wasn't to the airport. It was to the county jail. But given the
Consider it.
circumstances in New York City, hey, maybe the county jail in Polk County is better than New York City. It's certainly safer than New York City. So I have seen some craziness in my life, but if this is the beginning of 2023, we've got a lot of craziness to see this year. But I don't know of anyone who's ever said, hey, I'm in the middle of a burglary here, but I'd like a ride to New York. Can you take me to the airport? She said that. We thought she was kidding. She wasn't.
He said you got to be from New York to do something like that. Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
Probably true too. Oh my God.
Oh my God. I love when he does interviews. Oh, he's so funny.
That is hilarious.
Sheriff or cop I know that does, is he doing it to is it the news media that's there or the newspaper?
Yeah, he's doing a press conference.
Press conference? Jeez.
Well, the good news is they just called me back. They're taking a board out of the furnace. They got one of Tamo and I've got in stock. So they're going to take the board out of it and they're going to come back this afternoon and put the board in.
All right.
So,
That's what you call customer service. That makes a difference.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because they'll just order the board and put it back in that new one they stripped it out of.
Yeah.
Did you see that? What I was playing, Paul?
Yeah, well, it's funny. I watched it last night, I think it was, or this morning. Yeah.
But you know, his a statement at the end of this looks like it's going to be like this more and more in 2023, and it does. It's an indictment on our frame of mind in our society.
That was. I just love how he bashed New York, though. That was funny. He's like, "Newsflash, you're not in New York."
Yeah, he's quite a character.
It's funny though how Sheriff Grady put down New York laws. Like, you ain't gonna get no bail, no bail thing here, right?
Every
Yeah.
once in a
Yeah.
while in his career, though, you see some really stupid. I had a couple in Chester, Pennsylvania, ones that got evicted from a rental property. So they took all of their belongings and they laid it out in the backyard, exactly how it was laid out in the house. They had a living room area. They had a bathroom, a bedroom. It was unbelievable. When we got to the house, we're banging on the door. They called. I forget what the call was about. But the lady said, we're out back. She come around the side of the house to the front porch, said, we're out back. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I come around the side of the house, came out back. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. Kitchen table in one area and chairs. And it was set up kind of very neatly, very orderly.
We had, I don't know if you guys heard on the news or not, but we had a cop killed here. The funeral was for the cop the other day, but it was a native guy that he was in the ditch and there's a girl involved too, stolen vehicle. Anyway, they shot and killed the cop. But anyways, he has a lifetime ban on owning any firearms. And he had a warrant out for his arrest, but they never went after him. He got quite a lengthy record. He just killed a cop and he's out on bail.
They put him on bail again?
Yeah,
Oh my God,
really?
that's ridiculous.
You got finished killing the cop.
Where was
Well,
this? What state was this?
It was in Ontario here
Oh,
by Hagersville. But the guy is out on freaking bail. Like what? Really?
Yeah, but your guys' court systems work like ours. You have a judge, right, that decides all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the judge's dumbass.
Unbelievable.
Like, that right there should tell you that dude's probably not safe to be out on the street. And if I was the judge, I wouldn't have allowed bail at all. I'd have been like, nope, sorry. You're staying in there until your arraignment.
And there was what the hell was it? About a week ago, this girl, lady, or what do you want to call her? She had an accident. Well, I shouldn't say an accident. She hit a pedestrian and killed a pedestrian, and she was charged with having a suspended license. What? Really? Killed somebody because their license was suspended. That's what they charged her with. Of course, you should have had at least fucking vehicle manslaughter or something. Holy Jesus.
That's ridiculous.
I tell you, it's better to be a criminal here in Canada than it is to be a regular citizen. Because all the crooks got all the guns. They want to take all the law-abiding citizens' guns away from us, for Christ's sake. He even said one time there, he says, you don't have the right to defend yourself with a firearm in Canada.
That's like how some of the states are now. You feel like almost it's so bad that they'll, arrest you for inconveniencing the criminal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
It's like, Jesus.
Well, there was a guy out in Saskatchewan, some farmer shot a guy or something, and the farmer was the one shot or charged.
That's why I love living in Florida. At least down here, you're held accountable for stuff you do.
Well, he finally did get off because he had so much public support and people defending him. But anyways, yeah, he was. I don't know. I forget what he was charged with something with a firearms offense and stuff like that because they were trying to steal his truck or something or tractor. Anyway, so. And the funny thing is, where he lived, what they say for a police officer to show up was going to take 35 minutes because he's out in the middle of BFN, right? And, well, he should have just called us. Well, you're 35 minutes away. Guys are going to be gone by then. I think he shot him or something. I'm not sure if he wounded him or killed him, but.
Yeah, we just had right before that news conference, he did one 2 days ago because there was two different houses that had drive-bys done on them, and
Yeah.
3 different kids were hit, and luckily none of them were killed. 2 different houses.
You see up in Utah there, they found 8 people dead in the house, all the family.
No, what happened with that?
I haven't heard any more, just on the news right now. Up in Utah, 8 family members all dead in one house. But they don't apparently foul play. I think it was all murder suicides or whatever.
Oh, Jesus.
But 3 or 4 of them or something were kids, right? So
Wow.
I don't know how anybody can hurt their children like that.
yeah.
I could never imagine doing something like that to one of my kids.
They're saying now that guy with the Tesla, do you see the family died when he went off a cliff in a Tesla?
No, where'd that happen at?
Somewhere over here, over the US. I got a feeling California way or something. But they're saying now that he actually drove it off like.
Will you?
Well, was it? Do you think that the autopilot was on and they just let the car go where it wanted to go?
I don't know. First off, they were classing it as an accident, but I seen this morning they're saying that they think that he actually drove the car off the cliff. with
Well, I
him
mean,
and
if there's one car that could give you a situational awareness of what would happen, it'd be a Tesla, that's for sure. Because I mean, those type of cars keep track of every little thing the car does.
Yeah.
So they'll know if he accelerated or if it was autopilot that caused it.
My kids.
They'll figure it out.
It's ridiculous. So,
Five kids, Paul, were killed in the house.
I killed. Here, I'll just show it to you right now.
So
There's
it's probably 5 kids and 2 parents.
eight
Or 8?
found fatally shot in Utah home, including 5 children, all gunshot wounds. No, there's no details or motive or anything right now. So
It's too early in the investigation for something like that. I'm just definitively give anybody answers. Man, that's like I said, if it was murder suicide, I couldn't imagine. Ah, man. People like that I wish I could understand what the hell was going through their mind. Because
Well, see, that brings up the point, though, that society has really gone screwball.
it's like the whole Chris Watts case, man. I just
Society has failed.
don't understand what the hell was going through his head.
I just watched a video on that again this morning, Ducky. Yeah.
Did you ever watch the video of the EVPs from the police body cameras? That was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Like, because they were actually, like, if you bring up the background noise in the police body cam footage, you can actually hear fucking voices saying names.
Yeah.
And the only reason people are saying it's pretty credible is because it's straight from the body cam.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't altered. It was the footage that was released from the and even the dog handler and the sheriff that was, it was either a cop or a sheriff that was walking around in there with the canine unit, all reacted to it numerous times themselves. Even the dog freaked out. They heard a child laugh in the
right here, this guy said the man accused of killing the OPP officer had been initially denied bail in other cases, but it says here that but after a series review, McKinney was granted bail.
the best thing those cops could do is freaking shadow his ass.
Kill him on the spot. Yep.
Well, I'm saying, like, they need to shadow him 24/7 and keep an eye on him. They need to have undercovers following him everywhere he goes. Because if I was the police department, I'd be pissed that he's even allowed out.
You see here, you even failed to show up for a court date back in August. A warrant was issued for arrest, but court documents indicate he has not since appeared in relation to the case. So they didn't even go after him or fuck all. It's just.
Yeah, if I was the police department, I'd be super pissed about that.
Oh.
Like I said, if I was a police chief too, I'd have 24/7 surveillance on that dude till his court hearing.
And after, but they say back in 2017, I think he's serving he served a 3-year sentence. He robbed a restaurant at gunpoint and then stole the owner's vehicle. Like this guy has a history of violence, including domestic violence. Like, really?
That's all I'm saying. I'd be following him everywhere, and waiting for the opportunity for him to slip up so you could lay his ass out.
Yeah, no kidding. Wouldn't doubt it.
Exactly what I'd be doing.
But all the cop was doing, responding to a vehicle in the ditch. It was a pickup truck, and this guy in there was a stolen vehicle, but he didn't know it at the time. Just somebody in the ditch reported, so he went to check it out, got out of the vehicle, and the guy come out, bang, 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 got him. Like, really? Just
Freaking low life.
let me see. What? I gotta get front here.
I'm surprised nowadays people are actually still signing up to be police officers.
Yeah, especially in areas where they're not being supported like they should be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
UK.
I mean, in places over here like New York, California, there's a lot of areas where, not the whole state of California, but, there's a lot of places around the country, especially this past year, where, they were getting a lot of hate and they weren't being supported like they should have been by their local governments and their state governments. And yeah, I don't see how anybody would want to be a police officer
No.
in those places. I mean, even Atlanta, I think it was Atlanta had a bad problem. They had a whole bunch of officers walk off the job. And then there was one city that was in an area like that where they were being hemmed in by the state government, and the entire police department quit. And the sheriff's department had to step in and take over in that area. The
Yeah,
entire
it's-
department stepped down and walked away.
It's terrible now, like when like a normal, what we call them, beat coppers.
That worked a little bit.
Well, I feel sorry for your police over there in the UK. A lot of them are not armed, aren't they?
Yeah.
Some of them.
No. A lot of the big cities, they are now.
It depends. We have armed response that are very quickly, and we also have tasers and
No.
CS gas. We're more armed than.
You look at Manchester, there's what, 6-8 police every day walking around with
Yeah.
machine guns. With guns.
I guess maybe I'm showing my age, but I remember the Bobbies used to walk around with nothing but a nightstick.
Yeah, but 99% of them still do.
Yeah,
Really-
but they've
really well
always
done.
had. Yeah, but you guys have always had at least armed response units.
Rob,
Oh,
when have you seen a police officer these days walking around? They're always in their bloody cars chasing bloody speeders and people for parking.
we got them walking around here.
No, they're PCSOs.
No, they're not.
They are.
They are not.
Go and get
They're
me a
not
picture of one.
community officers. They're proper PCs.
And they're walking the
PCSOs.
street.
Yes, PCSOs. They got the blue with a PCSO all over them. Police
No, they
community
don't.
service
No.
officers.
That's where you're wrong. That changed 3 years ago.
Look, the ones who walk around are proper coppers.
We just started a nice little internal argument.
Perhaps they don't in your area. They do in mine.
What are you trying to say, Rob?
That he lives in a special area because they don't
Yeah.
anywhere else in the UK.
The David's not right every time.
I may not be right every time, but I'm fucking right on this one.
Language.
Calm yourself.
Ron's just sitting there shaking his head going, oh my God, oh my God.
Next time I'll interview him for you, David.
Yeah, you do that.
Because we have nice communities around here. Not like you, love.
Really?
Come on, you know I'm taking the piss. And you're biting too much, taking it too serious, right?
This is the level of intelligence of the Welsh. When you get a voting card, it's for your local area by your local council. So when we moved from Wales down to here, the local council decided to send a voting card to us here.
Don't know. Wouldn't want to move out of Wales. Good morning, Bob Casey.
Hey, Bob, how's it going?
Tell you what, Rob, though, South Wales, maybe not. Go to North Wales, and I bet you'll be over them fucking hills in that wheelchair faster you can say
That
boo.
language.
What? Over the hills faster you can say
Oh, you said
boo.
effing.
Yeah? Effing.
No, you saw.
It's only a small word.
The it's just our society is don't care, you know.
I like it.
Whatever.
man.
And you know, everybody's right about the court system. And obviously some areas are worse than others, but you know, this idea that you can't lock anybody up, and they're making those decisions, I think, more on a financial basis than on a society protection basis. They don't want to have to pay to lock them up. They don't want to have to pay to feed them. They don't want to have to do anything. So therefore, let's just give them a ticket, tell them to come back.
Well, see, and it was like that in California, right? When they started that 3 strikes law. I really like that law for the simple fact that if you can't stay out of trouble, you're just going to be put in jail for life because you're an habitual offender that obviously can't learn their lesson. But at the same time, it caused a lot of, you know, California got to the point to where it was too expensive. They were having issues housing all these people. And now their prisons and jails are just overrun with people. They're overcrowded because of it.
Well, they need to turn those prisons into
Back into work camps.
that or start harvesting their organs and selling them, you know.
Well, have a look at what USA Drone Flyer put in the chat.
See, that's what policing should be. But like Paul's saying, the policing is let down at the court end. You know, we had that judge over here that let a paedophile, known sex offender, go on holiday during the pre-sentencing. He said, "You go and enjoy your 2 weeks on holiday in Spain, but don't forget to come back for sentencing." What the hell's all that about?
Yeah.
I mean, needless to say, it was his last holiday he was ever going to have because he got jailed for life. But he still allowed him to leave the country, go on holiday.
Look at JD. JD, I just sit back and just watch him explode, I would. You've only got to disagree on a couple of things with David, and he's on one.
No,
Yeah.
you just
Hey, Dre is in the chat. How you doing, Dre?
What's up, Dre?
Hey, Dre.
Hey, Dwight. Oh, I don't even have the chat up.
Dre said that they called that selective enforcement in his day.
Laura, what is this? I'm guessing it's yours.
It looks like an antique chastity belt.
Nope. Chest harness for a GoPro.
Oh, Laura. Never mind. Hold on. Get here.
Somebody bought a GoPro and didn't tell David.
Yeah,
Or a harness to walk you around with.
that's a camera harness, isn't it? Or is that a harness for a controller? I don't
Is
know.
this the camera harness you were looking for?
That's the one David's got to wear. She's going to attach you a lead and walk you around.
That's David's harness.
Yeah.
And you can all go and
Yeah, good boy, David. Go pee pee on the grass.
The worst part is she's got to carry bags around with her to clean up his mess.
The good news is, Rob, I can squat.
Oh,
You have to put
definitely.
your
You
leg.
need to bring the bags because he's totally full of shit.
says the person who looks like Kick.
Oh, I'm joking. See, look, you don't like it when you wind him up.
I told you a couple of minutes ago, you picked the wrong day.
All right, sorry.
But Sparky's there to calm you. Sparky's right
What are you
there.
going to say about this?
She's not sworn yet, so that's a good thing. Oh, should I uncover?
Will you hurry up and get a place and sort yourselves out so I can pick on your property without something going on?
The chance of us getting a place now.
I still say it's terrible, the fact that they told you, well, wait till you put on the street and then it's not our problem anymore.
It's ridiculous.
That's what they're saying. Literally, the team that's supposed to help them. Go over there. Yes, I agree, but no. Right. Anyway, the team that's supposed to stop you going on the streets said it's looking hopeless. Ring us if anything changes because we can't help you once you're on the streets. So, in other words, they've just given up. 2 weeks to go, and they've gone, nah, you've had it, mate. Goodbye, and walked.
That's crazy.
This
You
is
can
the
always go
thanks
down
you get, yeah, for helping the council, the local communities, rescuing birds and doing all the stuff that I've done, even with all my disabilities. That's the thanks you get. Do one.
You can always go down to Rob's and take his house by force.
What?
I said you can always go down to Rob's and take his house by force.
Oh, try it. We
All we
battle
gotta do is
station, Jay, they will.
Just wheel him out front and then build a set of reverse steps at the front door.
Yeah. Wheel him out front and disconnect the battery. Watch him bounce round in his chair, swaying for days. Like a jack in the box, wouldn't I?
The good news is, Rob, I won't sink to the levels that my landlord and the council are sinking to, so you're safe.
Well, I did tell you I have got a spare room here. You're more than welcome.
Yeah, but it'd be like World War III every 5 minutes.
It's quite a way away. We got decent internet. We got running water
Well, when you get that one?
a couple of weeks ago.
Look. If seriously though, if Rob's offering a room and it gets to that point, at least take it. It's
If it gets to the problem we've got, this is stupid. This is really, really stupid, right? This is why we're struggling. If we go to Chelmsford, yeah,
Which is where Rob is.
no, this is just down the road. It's different,
Sorry, I got
different
people
city.
here.
Yeah. If I go to Chelmsford, which is a different city just down the road, they've got lots of council properties. But they won't help us because we're in the Basildon Borough. If we leave the Basildon Borough, we're made ourselves intentionally homeless and no one will help us. They just got you by the short and curlies every which way you turn.
So you can't move on your own right now, right away and qualify?
Nope. Literally, they've got hold of us and they're in control. If we go private to a private landlord in another city, we lose our benefits. Everything. Stupid. Can't transfer it all. Oh no, it's got to be all go back to the start. The UK is just a backwards country. But if it does come to it, and I can't believe I ever thought I'd ever say this, I'm going to France. I'm going to get on a rubber dinghy. I'm going to roll back in.
Immigrate.
They'll house me then.
Well, guys, I gotta get ready to leave again in a couple hours, so
You going back to work for one more day?
48 hours.
Ah.
Well, you can always
Are you actually
Yeah,
getting any time off?
Yeah, I'll be home Sunday through Thursday.
well, if you want to cheer yourself up, Ron, you can always go hit up the dealership on the way home.
Yeah, yeah. Alrighty, guys, well, have a good day, and
Hey, Ron, thanks for popping in.
all right, we will.
Catch you later, Ron.
We'll
It's
see
Friday.
you. Yeah, bye-bye.
Wait up, if Ron's out of town, what squatters like? Right, it's over there.
You talking
Well, the
about over
sad
here?
part of it is like you said, David, even if you were to move to another country, it's like starting all over again.
We couldn't go to Wales. We couldn't go anywhere. Literally, they've got us.
Have you talked to any elected officials around there?
My local councillor, has apparently been communicating with the council, and they've just told her to butt out. It's not her jurisdiction.
See over here, you get a hold of like a state official or
Yeah,
Trump.
go up the ladder. Yep.
They got the power to push anything through. Like here, if you were to get a hold of like a senator or a governor, if you were having an issue like that and they were willing to help you, trust
Look up,
me,
Paul.
they got the power to kick someone in the ass.
Yeah, that's cool.
But Ron Lee? Oh, okay.
Yeah, in this country, and is you go up the political ladder, you don't go up the bureaucratic ladder. Otherwise, you don't get anywhere. Hey, Dre, there's the best dressed man on the internet right there.
Hey, Dre.
Hey, what's going on, folks?
What's up, Dre?
Hey, Justin.
Hey, Dre, do they still have the 3 strikes law in California, or did they get rid of that?
They got rid of it about 10 years ago, maybe a little longer than that,
Okay.
because there was a court order that they had to lower the population in the jails. So they had to get rid of that because too many folks are getting incarcerated behind it. So that's why you hear about all these guys getting released in California. I want to say it's Assembly Bill 72, something like that, a couple of years back, where there's a court order to lower the jail population.
Hey,
Yeah, because you guys were getting over a couple million, right? You were getting up there pretty.
Well, during the 90s and early 2000s, correctional work was probably the biggest thing in California behind construction.
Right.
Multi-millions of dollars, because we started having private companies housing people. The jails are getting so overcrowded that were run by the state, so we started having private institutions doing it. But it's like I say, anything becomes a money racket, eventually goes wrong.
Right.
People get worried about just trying to make the money and not trying to provide the service.
Hey, Paul, you didn't put any links in the chat today?
Yeah, it's at the top. You didn't pin it. That's all.
I didn't pin it. Oh,
No, but it was still at the top.
there you go.
What?
So, David, you looking off a spiffy the other day. I saw y'all.
No,
You had a little
No.
open collar shirt and jacket on.
Yeah, bird funeral. When when one of our birds died, you get the full service. You don't do half jobs.
Full service for the bird.
Did you see what USA Drone Flyer said, Dre? Is every time you're on, he has to go put on nicer clothes.
Yeah. Well, I say you got to fake it till you make it.
Maybe that's what we should all do one day. We should all wear shirts and ties.
Yeah.
And then Dre will come on with a wife beater vest.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, somebody might mistake us for actually real business people. Yeah.
Right back, Mia wants to go out, I think.
All right.
You gotta go outside. You gotta go outside. Okay.
Oh, man. Mr.
Oh.
Carlos.
So Dre, were you listening to that news story we were watching earlier, Grady?
Which one?
The one where the two people broke in the house and then they called the sheriff's department.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that's just, I say world's dumbest criminals, dude. That's classic. They break into the house and they call the police themselves to help them move the stuff out. That's just that's next level stupidity.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but you couldn't ask for a better criminal, right? They pretty much just called you right to the scene. Hey, come arrest me.
Yeah, it's great. Well, I don't know if you mentioned whoever talked about the guy that drove Tesla. It was a doctor and his family. At first, they thought it was an accidental crash, and I was like you, Justin. I was thinking maybe he had it in the self-drive mode, but I guess somebody in the family said Dad drove him off the cliff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And a Tesla would be one of the best cars to really figure out what happened because it records everything that car does.
Right. Yeah. And I'm not sure that they didn't state how they come to conclusion. I just know about a day or so after they extricated them out of the vehicle, they charged the dad with 4 counts of attempted murder.
Wow.
Actually, I'd say 3 counts of attempted murder and child abuse.
So nobody died then?
No, nobody died. Everybody
thank
survived.
God.
It was a 200-foot drop, dude, right off Coastal Highway, PCH.
And that could have been bad too, because what if that battery would have exploded in that car? That would have been.
Yeah, they said the car landed about maybe 150 yards away from the ocean. So if it had been like a storm like today, that water could have rose up and washed the car out to sea.
Thank God they were all okay though.
Well, just what I want to say is score 1 for God.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. If you think you're getting away with this, I don't think so.
Eventually these cars are going to be, I think they'll be so smart eventually that they won't even allow you to do something like that. It would just know that you're doing something dangerous and it's going to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Like because eventually these cars are going to have everything 3D mapped out. It'll know you're next to a cliff. It'll know you're next to water. So it will prevent the car from, accelerating at crazy speed, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's why I said they probably came to that conclusion because they probably were able to get into the computer of the car and it probably told them everything, that all of a sudden he hit the gas.
Right.
Most
likely, and I'm sure if the wife was coherent enough, she probably corroborated the findings of the car. Because there's been a lot of things with the Teslas out here. People put them in that automatic driving mode, self-driving mode, and they've been taking naps and doing whatever and getting in accidents like crazy, dude. So that in itself has been a big thing out here in California, is trying to stop Tesla from letting people engage that self-driving mode.
Yeah, because it's not even actually. I mean, it's more of an assist than it is an actual. But that's the thing too, is people figured out how to bypass it too, like where it asks you to put your hands on the wheel like every couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They found that if you took like a softball or like a grapefruit and shoved it between the steering wheel, it would sense it as you were touching the steering wheel, so it would just stay in the self-driving.
Wow.
mode because you weren't actually touching the wheel. So they were shoving them in between the steering wheel up
Mhm.
against the sensors, and it was just registering as somebody was touching the wheel, but they weren't.
Yeah.
I mean, the people found ways around it. And then there was a guy, I want to say it was here in Florida, that the state troopers, they ended up getting him 3 different times for taking naps down the highway, and people called it in,
Yeah.
and they impounded his car. He ended up losing his license over it.
Yeah.
And the trooper chewed him out in the video too. He was like, "It's the 3rd time we've pulled you over for this." He goes, "We're done." He goes, "You're getting arrested for reckless driving." And they
Mhm.
put him in cuffs, impounded his car. He ended up losing his license, got a bunch of fines.
Yeah, I can say people, I guess I always tell people behind most technology is still going to be the person who uses it for nefarious reasons. You know, all this
Right.
technology can be great for our society, but like I said, it's actually the human beings behind it that cause the problems.
Oh, for sure. That's why I said in 20, 30, 40 years, when these cars are very intelligent and you really don't need to have a steering wheel, because I think they'll get to that point eventually. I think, car accidents, a lot of stuff like that's going to be a rarity, because a lot of the times that shit's all caused by human error. Just people
Mhm.
swerving in and out of lanes unnecessarily. I mean, how many times you've been going down the highway and somebody swerves in and out of traffic and then you end up passing them?
Yeah, I know you say
A
because
mile down
Just
the
stop
road.
watching law on Euro trucks.
like you're saying, I had my car in the shop a couple weeks back, and I get an alternator put on it, and they gave me the first couple of days they gave me a Honda CRV. That thing had more safety features. It was more annoying because, like I say, my car doesn't have all that stuff. It had lane deterrent, all this kind of stuff. Let me know if I was getting out of a lane or whatever. It had a little brake sensor in the front if I was too close to the car. All these different things where it's almost like you can't get into an accident unless you actually do something.
Yeah.
For the car, I mean, because I didn't like that lane assist thing, dude, because it was kind of like jerking the wheel back. And I'm like, hold on here. I need to drive the car,
I've heard a lot of people say that about lane assist, but
Yeah, I don't like that function. That's just because of my generation of driving. Just like, I don't like that engine stop mess. I didn't learn to drive a car with the engine stops when I go to a stop sign or a stoplight.
oh yeah, all our newer Jeeps in our fleet are like that.
Yeah,
Start,
I don't like that at all, because see, that's unnerving to me, because I've always grown up driving cars that when the engine shuts off, something's wrong.
Right.
And that's the first thing that clicks in my head, that something is wrong when the engine shuts off. And you start going through that little bit of a quick panic mode, saying, okay, what's going on now? I'm in traffic and the car just shut off on me. What do I do? And then as soon as you let off the brake a little bit, it fires back up. That's
Morning,
unnerving
Marshall.
to me.
Well, I think that's
Morning,
what I said.
Marshall.
I think people are going to get more comfortable with these self-driving cars as they progress. And I think, the younger generations are going to get more and more comfortable to the point where I think eventually there isn't going to be steering wheels in these things. You're literally just going to get into it and it's going to take you where you need to go.
Yeah.
And all these cars will be on like their own network together, being able to talk to each other. I think traffic jams, a lot of that stuff's going to be not as prevalent anymore because the cars will find the most efficient speed.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, so I said, once I
We're
got
heading
rid of that,
towards living the modern day Jetsons.
yeah.
What I wanna
once I got
say-
rid of that CRV, they gave me a Land Rover Discovery. It didn't even have all those bells and whistles in it. This was like a 2019, 2020 Land Rover. It's nice. I liked it and stuff, it had me thinking of him. I've been telling myself I need to move to a SUV type vehicle just with the drone work. I need something to carry the drones in and something that has a high enough ground clearance to travel a little more off-road if I need to. So I've been looking at it, but driving that thing for about a week when my car was in the shop was nice. Very, very high-end SUV. The one I would want if I had the money for it is the Jaguar, I think it's called the SVR. It goes for about $100,000, and it has a big old massive V8 in it.
Yeah, I think actually Justin's living a bit too much in the fantasy world there, because I tell you what's going to be the biggest problem with all this automation. Like with your computer, updates. You're going to be speeding along in the freaking fast lane, and suddenly you've got an update. Woo! And the update, well, we've seen what updates can do these days. They can wipe out computers in minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah, but the thing, my whole point though is the more automation that comes along, the more comfortable each generation is going to get with it, and more
Oh, yeah.
reliant they're going to get on it. See, like you guys are, your generation, like even Dre said, tends to be less, all that lane assist and stuff kind of like is a little unnerving because you're not used to that. But you put a 20-year-old in a CRV, they might not care. You know what I'm saying? To them, it's just normal because that's what they grew up driving, right?
Right.
Justin, I'm
And then-
guessing you can't see the chat, can you?
No,
Uh.
I don't have it pulled up.
Yeah, it's all right.
I was in Arizona, we
bunch
don't run stop signs. We roll through the stop signs. The California roll.
Yep, California roll's a classic.
Yeah. A bunch of chatty Cathy. Oh wow. Sarah's getting a little
Sarah's put-
judgmental over there.
You know what she was saying before? She was waiting on the edge of her seat for Carlos's
Oh my God,
big
I thought,
announcement.
I thought we weren't going there.
Well, let's give Carlos the floor if he got something to tell us.
Oh
Carlos?
yes, I forgot to
Oh,
tell
it's-
you. I'm learning to get my driver's permit 1, and 2. I have to do a physical today. And here's the thing: I have not had a physical since I've been here in Pennsylvania. I have not been to the doctor's yet, so I don't know how it's gonna go.
Well, Carlos, it's just going to be a basic physical. They're going to make you do an eye chart test, a hearing test. The doctor is going to grab the nuts and make you cough. And take you touch
No,
your
but
toes.
based on all the
Make 'em
stuff
touch your
I've been
toes,
through,
And basically,
I
that's
don't
it.
know what the reaction is going to be when they kind of see my
No.
profile.
Oh my God, this GT Mustang has a huge ram bar on the front of it. It looks so stupid.
A Mustang with a big brush bar on front?
It looks like one of the ram bars off of a freaking off of one of the Chargers. Hold on. I gotta pull over here so I can show you guys. This shit looks stupid as hell.
So I wouldn't get too worried about the physical part, Carlos. It's going to be a very basic physical that most folks can pass, no matter what kind of physical condition that you're in and stuff. If it's just for your driving,
Getting
it's
your
just
driver's permit, that's kind of basic.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my learner's permit, to be honest. And I have to do a physical, and I have not been to any of the hospitals here, so I don't know what's really going to happen.
Look at this. You see this?
I think so.
And I see a white truck. I can't make out the Mustang very well. You sure that's a Mustang?
Yeah, it's a Mustang GT.
Yeah, dude. Stop moving the camera around, dude. Focus on
Yeah.
the car.
Come on, let's see the car.
Hold on. I'm trying to get the lady's looking at me. She can see me filming her car. You see that?
Oh,
crap.
okay. I see the push bar in the front. How do
They're
you
an
get
eagle over here now.
Okay, I wonder how they get that. Cause usually that's reserved for emergency vehicles.
I have no idea, but that shit looks funny as hell on a Mustang.
Yeah.
Because it's like way wider. On a Charger, it fits the body style, right? Like the big wide body.
Yeah.
And it looks nice on the Charger, but it looks funny because it's way wider than the front of the Mustang.
Yeah. Hey, Paul. Hey, sorry to interrupt, guys, but I got to leave. I got
Okay,
3
Paul.
signs and an aerial, and I got to do the aerial at noon, and it's out of town. So,
All right, buddy. Fly
So-
safe.
yep. See you guys.
All right, take
Bye.
care.
Catch you later, Paul.
Bye.
Catch you later, Paul.
That's the end of that, Pen.
I've never in my life seen that before. That's hilarious.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, people never cease to amaze me.
They used to be on every car over here in the UK, bull bars, and then they got banned.
Well, the first thing in my mind is, are you trying to impersonate a officer?
A
'Cause
police
that's the
car.
vehicles that you see with push bars like that.
I wouldn't think so, only because that Mustang was pretty beat to hell. I mean, it looked rough, like the paint job, that dents all over it.
Yeah, but
Oh.
at nighttime, you know, tell
Yeah,
us.
that's
There's been plenty of
You
guys that
suppose-
drive
you
around.
suppose they put that on that because the lady doesn't know how to frickin' drive and she's always banging the car?
Well, the thing is, too, though, is you probably got it because, I mean, you know, Dre, they sell old police cars and people buy them around here all the time with push bars.
Well, that's my point. That's what I'm thinking, that, you know, somebody gets that, and you can buy a, I guess you call a removable flashing lights and stuff. And you know, there's always been several cases of folks driving around in cars pulling people over, you know, trying to impersonate officers.
And for some reason, that's really prevalent in Florida. I don't know what it is, man, but there's so many people down here that have gotten busted for impersonating cops.
Yeah.
It's become a joke almost. Like, you remember the dude that was from the funeral service escort, Jeremy Dwight? That moron. He kept all his bikes for doing the funeral processions and everything. All the cars, I mean, they looked identical to police cars. And even his decals were made to look like police decals.
Mm.
And he was like stopping traffic, yelling at people, telling them to pull over. He got caught pulling people over.
Yeah.
But the moron had body cams on all his guys doing all this and recorded everything.
Mm.
But they look just like cops. They
Different
carried
people.
everything. And instead of a gun in their holster, they carried a pepper ball gun to make it look
Yeah.
like it. I'm like, what an idiot. I have seen some security companies that go a little overboard to make their security officers look like cops. And I'm like,
Yeah, and like I say, usually their cars may have those push bars on the front of them, private security companies and stuff. Because like I said, they buy their cars off of the police auction lines.
Like, I understand if you're private security, like Blackwater or something like that, you know, being a little overboard with your look and everything. Because, you know, that's like private military type security for like military bases and stuff. That I can understand. But when you're just a regular security company, just securing parking lots and stuff, there's no reason to go overboard with your guys to make them look like that. That's a little much.
Yeah, but the whole thing is just that people more today than ever before don't respect security people at all. You know.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I say call you flashlight cop and what other nicknames they have and stuff.
Oh yeah, because I call the security guards in my RP server mall cops all the time and piss them off.
Yeah.
Because they'll patrol the stores in the game, and they'll go in there. People fuck with them all the time.
Right. So it's just if you give a more professional image, just like anything else, you know, the image is all about it. People may, you know, approach you or react to you in a different manner if you look more professional and official.
No, I agree with that. I just think there's a fine line to where you don't want somebody running up on a security guard thinking they're a cop looking for help, right? Like, you know, because sometimes, you know, if a car looks too close to a police car, you know, what if a criminal decides to take a shot at you because they think you're a cop?
Yeah.
And they don't know you're just a regular security guard going to work, you know?
It happens.
There has to be a certain line that you got to ride. That you want to look like security, a good security, like you said, professional, but not to the point to where you actually look like a police officer.
Yeah.
Because then that could create a problem in itself, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of what I call dickheads around here that buy the police auction cars and they leave all the stuff on it, and you think they're an undercover cop, and it turns out some soccer mom driving down the freeway. is you're starting to see a lot more of the Impalas now with all the stuff on them getting sold. You're starting to see a lot of the Crown Vics are starting to disappear a little bit more now that they're gotten a little older. My
Talking about
sister, you know,
the old Impalas with I mean, not Impala, what I used to drive the Caprices with the vet engines in it.
yeah, like around here they drive, the two main cars they drive around here, you don't see Vics at all anymore. You see they're either Impalas or Chargers, pretty much.
Yeah, I never liked the Crown Vic. I felt the front end was too light. It would high speeds, you would lose control of the vehicle if you're on some uneven road. It could become a little light in front, lose steering control. Those Caprices were great. They were heavy. They were low to the ground. I mean, I used to fly through Long Beach, dude, 80, 90 miles per hour in the middle of the city. And that thing would slide to the intersection, man. That rear end would come around and lock up and be gone. You show up at a scene, and all you smell is brakes.
Dre's doing some lethal weapon shit through the intersection.
Well, TJ saying good morning. Good morning, TJ.
Morning, TJ.
Morning, TJ.
Hey, DJ.
Yeah, those cop shows always make it seem a little bit more exciting than it actually is.
Oh, yeah, well, like I say, most of your cop shows are hour long, so they got to squeeze all the highlights in to keep your attention.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, in a lot of the cop shows, they're in a shootout like every other day, and it's like,
Yeah,
that wouldn't be possible because if I'm correct, if you get into a shootout, you have to go on unpaid leave for like usually a week or two for them to do an investigation, right?
I would say more today than my day. If you had a hit shooting, you have to go on leave. If you just fired rounds, justifiably fired some rounds for some reason, you're back on the street the next day. It's mainly
Right.
you actually have to hit somebody for they have you on unpaid leave, not unpaid, but put you on leave and stuff.
Right, paid leave until they figure that
Right.
they do an
And
internal.
have you go talk to the psychologist and all that kind of stuff and everything.
Yeah, but on these cop
Came
shows,
close
it's
a
like
couple of times, but never had to actually pull the trigger.
right, that's what I'm saying. In these cop shows, they're like in a massive shootout, killing 10 people every other day. It's like Jesus. Like I love the new Lethal Weapon show that they were doing on what was it, Hulu? But it was like so. I mean, even though I've never been a cop, I know it's completely not realistic at all. Like, because it's just like the amount of action they get into. It's like, okay,
I always tell people it's on a 10-hour shift. The way I used to work, it's basically 9 hours and 45 minutes of boredom, driving around, doing light maybe some traffic stops, whatever, and then you may actually have a hot call, a crime in progress, and that's that last 15 minutes of that, 15 minutes out of that day that you got something going on.
all right.
And that's about an average day right there. And I was in a big city. So if you're out there in a little small town, you may go weeks, months before you get a hot call.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, when I transferred from Long Beach PD to Fontana PD, it was just like night and day, dude. Long Beach PD, I would come in and my screen would be completely full of calls for service for me to fill out for my beat. And it'd be, it's just paper calls, everything from petty theft, Berg reports, stuff like that, just been sitting all day because we call them, non-active crimes and stuff. So about time you would clear that screen of all them calls, you burn up about 4 or 5 hours just doing paperwork. Cover all these paper calls and stuff. And then it so happens you might actually get a hot call sometime during the day, robbery in progress and shots fired, all that kind of crazy stuff, and voila.
Yeah, my sister actually had one of the very last Crown Vics off the line in 2011. If I think when we looked it up, it was like one of the last like 300 they made.
I know back in the day, other than police department, old people used to like to buy Crown Vics, dude. I don't know why. To me, they were not a very attractive car, in my opinion.
Oh
But,
no,
I mean, old people walk in dealerships and they buy them cash. They buy them cash. Crown Vic, boom.
yeah, I didn't like the look of them either. They were boats.
Yeah.
They were.
Well, I remember driving around the old Diplomat, Chrysler Diplomat, as a cop, and who else was still around there? The Caprice is the ones you wanted, but there were still a few Chrysler Diplomats and some other pieces of junk that was sitting around there. You had to go patrolling and stuff. But those Caprices were nice, dude. That's why I wanted one of those when they came out in the 90s. The Caprices, most of them came in black. A few came in other colors, but everything was blacked out. Basically, it was a police car without the police emblem stuff on it. Chevy, so they only made it for a couple of years. Those were some nice cars.
I'll tell you which ones are really nice too that Ford started making the last couple of years was I want to say they were the Explorer SUVs. They had like 400 or 500 horsepower under the motor. The Police Interceptor ones, man, those things are quick.
Yeah, I never drove one. Just looking at it, it's too high center for me. Too easy to roll over. I would say they're ideal for, I would say, a more rural community because of the terrain that you're working in. So I see the aspect of that, but in the inner city, stuff like that, I felt those were just too high profile, prone to possibly roll over.
They'd be good. They'd probably be good for like commercial enforcement for officers that got to carry a bunch of equipment.
Well, I know our commercial officer, when I was at Fontana PD, he drove around the pickup truck. He was
right.
All he did was stop truckers. That's all he did.
Yeah, that's why we got some state trooper commercial enforcement vehicles that drive around here, and they drive big old pickup trucks or they have big old SUVs because they have to carry a whole bunch of equipment with them.
Right.
Those were the ones I was worried about pulling me over, and my tags were dead for the last 2 months on my work truck. I was like, I'm not so much worried about the sheriffs or the local police, but man, those, the state troopers are always like the hardcore ones. And since they actually deal with a lot of commercial enforcement, I was like, man, I had 2 of them get behind me and they never pulled me over. And I finally got my tag yesterday to put on my work truck because they do is all our work trucks in Florida are registered at the same time. So every one of our work trucks in Florida, the tags were paid for, but the stickers weren't put on there because they ship them all the way to Texas because that's where our home office is, just to turn around and ship them back to Florida to the boss here. And I'm like, oh my God, why do you do that? Such a waste of time.
Yeah. And like I said, they probably ran your plate and just found out the tags were paid, but the tag just was not on it.
Right.
That's one of them old.
That's an old car.
Yeah, that's 1980, 85.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought that. That was a Wyoming Highway Patrol car. And I started a company because a friend of mine owned a oversized load company and he was having trouble getting escort vehicles.
Right.
So I'd buy those cars, letter them all up, and it says on the side of it is a Kansas City flag car.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to send those cars and drivers all over Southeast United States.
Yeah. That'd be nice. Yeah.
But they were police interceptors and you probably haven't seen those in a while, but you see the top lights that are on it.
Yeah.
The old light bar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the ones back in the 70s and 80s had the big old barrel lights on the top.
Yep.
Yeah, light bars have definitely gotten nicer over the years, that's for sure.
Well, they've gotten more compact and
Oh yeah, some of these newer police cars, man, they are awesome, man. With all the LEDs they put in, all the different, like they have them in the mirrors now and the headrest. I mean, they put them in damn near every little spot in the car. There's some police cars, man, they light the hell up when they turn their cars on or their lights on. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like they'll have them in the footboards of on the side of the trucks and everything. At least
Well,
with the
gang,
newer,
I think we're getting towards the end here.
Yeah. And we got a lot of rain today here in Southern California, so we just gotta wait and see how much damage occurs.
Well, flooding is gonna be a problem, right, Dre?
Oh, flooding is not so much an issue, because I mean, once the rain stops, the water dissipates
Okay.
where I'm at. But what we worry about is the mudslides.
that's what I was just about to ask you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are, well, that's the whole thing, right? Is you guys are in a drought and you could use all the water you could get, but at the same time, if you're not getting it in moderation at a good rate, then
Right.
it causes more problems than it actually fixes.
Right. That is the issue. So we worry about the mudslides and rocks up in the mountain communities and things like that. I think you guys have seen it. I think it was up near going near Reno, Nevada, where they had to blow up some big boulders that it came down and stopped on the highway up there.
On
They
the
actually had
road.
to blow them up in place to clear the road. So
Yeah, especially with all the forest fires up there.
right.
You guys have nothing rooting those sides of those hills.
Right,
anymore.
nothing to hold the soil in place. So that's why I said mudslides is the biggest thing we worry about. More than anything else is because of the wildfires, and then it takes years for that vegetation to actually grow back. So like
Right.
I said, we have rains like this where we have storms every week. The ground eventually gets saturated, and then the ground just gives away.
Yeah,
Hey,
you guys have
Ray-
to get it in slow
Ray, I
moderation.
remember probably in the 80s and 90s where they were experimenting and they were putting those big mesh staking them on the side of the hills.
Yes.
Are they still doing that?
Some places I did that work when I did construction back in 2003. I worked for a construction company. That's when we had a big flood up here in the San Bernardino Mountains, going up to Big Bear and places like that. It took out part of the Highway 18, and they had to do some netting work.
Yeah.
And most of the things I was doing was clearing out the drains. Well, we were removing big old large trees that had wedged into the drainage system and stuff. We had to get those trees out of those drains out there so where the water can flow through. But there were spots along the highway where Caltrans had to do netting work to
Yeah.
hold the rocks. That's what it's basically for, is to hold the rocks in place.
Yeah. Well, in those cases, I would imagine the rocks just being there held back a certain amount of soil too behind them.
Yeah. 'Cause like I said, when those rocks, they come loose because of their sheer size and weight, a lot of dirt comes with it.
Yeah.
So once they dislodge, it's like I say, everything you think the whole hillside's coming down, because you never know when it's going to stop until it does stop.
Right.
Mike, you're an idiot, I swear.
All right, folks.
Okay,
You guys have
everybody.
a
I
good
think
day.
we're gonna call it. And Dre's got to go. He's got things to do.
Same here.
And
Bye,
Rainy
guys.
days.
we'll see everybody again later today.
See you
All right,
later.
all right.
Bye.
Take care, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thank you, David, Dre,
Catch you later.
Coach Rob, Justin, everybody. We'll see all of you again later today. Bye for now.